Vamos esculachar!
Apagando las luces.
I got big dreams just like baby. I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights. I'ma need the off-white. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got desires that keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth. Where's your worth?
I'm sick of you talking, you got the wrong one. I'm taking your king and I leave him broken. If I am the second, it's after no one. Just give me a second to let him know. I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the red time. I'm a living legend, lethal, weapon, master, big time.
Okay, there we go. How is it going, everybody? This is Sammy Miami with Shake and Bake Esports, your host for this evening. And tonight I have mydad.com. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Sammy?
Not bad. Just another day in paradise and, terrible weather down here in sunny Florida. But hey, it's bringing a cool front.
Weather in Florida, huh?
Yeah, it's bringing in a cool front, so it's been raining all day. So
Okay, fair enough. Well, a little rain could never hurt nobody.
no, and it doesn't hurt Overwatch games, that's for sure. Unless
That
it's
is true.
unless it takes out the internet, then that's the problem. Then that's a problem we have.
I was thinking in game, yeah, but you're right, totally. It can affect the external factors. The simulation itself is not bothered by the weather.
Indeed. And tonight we've got a game with Shake and Bake Esports versus Team Rusalka.
Rusalka.
I was gonna say I'm gonna assume that that's how it's pronounced. Is Rusalka?
I like that the best. I'll go. I was thinking Rusalka as well, so we'll go with that. If
There you
we're
go.
wrong, then we're wrong.
Indeed. So, what are we looking like? It's looking like we're having about the same comp for the team of Shake and Bake as far as compared to last week.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that they're going to run tried and true sort of comps on these Lijiang Tower maps. Just there's a lot of experience with the brawl here, and it works pretty well on at least 2 of the 3 maps. The garden map's a little more options, but yeah, I expect to see a brawl come out from them. With the new season 9 patch, things are kind of shaken up a little bit. It's harder to keep your tanks healed up. DPS are more important. So we'll see how this affects their patch. Rusalka and Shake and Bake, by the way, both 0-3 right now, so they're on the hunt for that first win in week 4 of the tournament.
That would be awesome. I am hoping for a win for our team of Shake and Bake. That'd be pretty nice in the games.
Yeah, reversal of fortune, right? It's what we're looking for here.
Indeed. And we're playing on Lijiang. I have been reminded that is the correct pronunciation. You say anything else, you offend people. So
Fair enough.
So we're going to be playing on the Gardens. I believe?
Yep, and I've been doing a modified kind of poke rush with a Sigma and 2 range DPS, which is something we've seen a lot of. It just helps to not be really up close, and Sig is kind of one of the only tanks that is self-sufficient right now. As engaged from White Room there, people fall low, but able to take a little bit of space as Crits holds in the front. This is good positioning for them right now, especially against Orisa, just holding this White Room backside of the soldier really low there, but manages to get healed up as Crispy falls. And this poke fight's quickly becoming a, if they can't get a pick quick, they're going to just have to give this up and reset. So Lucio's a little caught out here as Jinglu picks off Fury and everyone falls, although exit pick by Crits on the Sojourn will make it at least a little bit easier to contest when they get back, if they can get on it. Switch to Zen from Fury here, so running a Zen Bap comp instead of Lucio. And what I forget what they were running before, to be honest with you. My bad. Everyone else staying the same. Yeah, Storm on Hanzo now too to match. So very similar comps, just with the no speed now on the side of Shake and Bake. So looking for the extra damage without the necessarily ability to get on top of everyone.
Oh, and there's a spear shot coming out from Irma God, and yeah, that's gonna reset the team.
Yeah, that spear, the spear hitbox was not changed in Season 9, and it did not need to be because it is very forgiving.
Yeah, it doesn't leave much to be undesired there because it's not fun to play against, especially the knockback values.
Orisa in general is something I consider kind of a low skill hero. It's very easy to just cycle cooldowns and stand there and exist and take space and frustrate the other team.
Oh, and a huge pick coming out from Storm.
Yeah, big pick on Storm there. That's going to be huge as dragons come out. They're going to get the team pretty low there as Crispy falls to it, and Crits gets booped off by the. Yep, that's going to be last fight toward the territory here. They got one more fight they really contest here. Not really a lot to work with on the alt side. They do have their dragons. They will likely have a window, but overall, really getting shut down here by Rusalka.
And really it was unfortunate because Storm came out and got a really early pick, which really, an early pick for a team just really kind of gives a boost to winning, getting a heads up on the match. So let's see if we can't get some life on this game. And Storm getting a pick on 2 picks.
Yeah, big trank there, by the way. Window placement very good. Able to really get back in and contest and take this point back. And now they have a fighting chance. Unfortunately, they did have to use 3 ults, but they do have Flux and Sojourn coming online, Railguns. So there is an opportunity for them to win at least one more fight, and if they cycle their ults well, they can take this all the way, I believe.
Yeah, and especially when it's that last team fight territory, it's like you really don't have much of a choice. You really have to use those ults, even if you're
100%.
Not guaranteed to win. It's kind of useless to use it. We've got a pick coming out on Crispy.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Now, I mean, I will say, yeah, this point is very hard to retake. So, if played smart here, unfortunately, Sojourn managed to slide through and take out both supports. Not quite cheap flow yet, as his lamp is dropping. He's going to be quick to fall, and that is probably going to be this map.
Yeah, an unfortunate Flux got canceled by the spear, and that's another thing when you have those knockbacks of, spear coming in and just kind of causes a problem. So a nice catch from Storm.
Yeah, big touch there. As Crit switches onto the ball, they're on just full stall right now, trying to get what they can out of this. As Sojourn on Rusalka very, very low, but able to get healed back up before they could fall. Crispy back in this fight now, looking to turn things around.
Ooh, nice pick on the Sojourn.
Yep, as she gets picked off by the Echo, Sojourn, unfortunately. Man, I am just stuck spectating Fury, so I know what's happening with our supports, and that's it. As the first round does fall, good stall by the Shake and Bake team, though, getting this up to 44% after being 0.99.
Yeah.
Definitely showing that really just going to take some coordination to get on top of Rusalka and hold points against them. So I think that they'll probably fare better knowing what to expect from them second round.
And something that's important to remember is sometimes when you get in these matches, when you're warming up, it's never going to be the same as playing a team in a match, because they're always going to be different. They're always going to be either more coordinated, less coordinated. So, it really is trial by fire to get in and, get the team figured out. So at this point, Shake and Bake not doing a bad job getting that 44 to 100. Let's see what they do with it on this next map.
Sure, modified to a more traditional brawl comp with the Sim and Junkrat. High damage, nice mobility. Hopefully able to kite away from this Orisa as they use the cooldowns. So we see a similar comp with the Orisa on the other side. G-Flow doing a good job knocking turrets down here. Big pick by Crispy. Yeah, that taking out the Junkrat is huge here. They have a lot more damage than the other team now in this 5v4. So just pushing on this and taking advantage of it is Kiriko low on the side. No TP left there. Should be able to capitalize on that and really take out the supports here. But doing a good job holding space as Rusalka has to back up and concede the point first capture.
Huge pick by Crits.
Yeah. Orisa low without cooldowns now, able to get healed back up as Chris is just kind of existing on point right now, waiting for his flex support to get back. G-Flow there healing him up.
They're on the supports, but
Yeah, Fury does fall. And it's going to be just a little bit of a stall out here unless they get a pick real quick. Unfortunately, with Orisa, you know, it's just sustain. So very difficult.
I will say the DPS doing actually halfway decent tonight as far as like getting those initial picks to kind of help the team get, you know, keep a little bit of a foot on the match. And honestly, taking the first 34%.
Absolutely, yeah, and G-Flow getting them an extra 8%, I think, just with the stall out on Lucio there, very good.
The Frogger stalls are amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, they just need to work their way back into this. Yeah, I was expecting that ult to happen. They invest beat and lose lamp there, so they're gonna have to reset softly, losing Storm unfortunately to a Sojourn Rail.
That's not terrible. It was a good beat, a very good beat.
Sure. You traded three for one ults, I think, out. I don't know if that was actual Rail. I'm not hearing the sounds, but yeah, they're definitely going in with an ult advantage here, having Shatter, having Window, having Wall, and then Tire coming up too. They should be able to retake this with a couple of ults if they use them judiciously. So we're looking to see a good Shatter or a good Tire to really kick things off here, I think.
Ooh, and that's going to be, very good picks by Crits in the back.
Yeah, yep. Lucio does get picked off by the enemy junk Tire, but they're able to trade some picks and looking like they might take this point back here.
Oh yeah, they'll take it.
Yeah.
They've got a Junkrat to contend with now.
Yep. Looks like G-Flow is able to catch
gone.
him and pick him off, which is nice. Great job peeling there. And they'll start this fight with an advantage now. Sojourn also in really deep, really early. No slide left. They should be able to knock her out. As beat comes out for Rusalka, eliminating the possibility of a quick elim on the Sojourn there. Window comes out. We have Rush come out for Rusalka. And just a big old messy looking fight right now. Seeing who can kind of sustain the best out of it and survive the longest as Lucio and Crispy and Crits all fall, and this is going to be a retake, basically tying the map up 65-65, and we're approaching one fight territory with Tire and Window coming in for shake and bake here. So
yeah, we got both DPS ults. We have a beat coming up, you know, and who's to say a nice couple Reinhardt swings is not gonna, you know, be lacking on an ultimate charge.
His last fight here, I expected beat to come in kind of early, and unless they use Wall, I was going to say, which they did, which is great. So smart there, taking some space.
Oh, Crispy with a huge positioning. Nice picks on a support and a DPS. They just need to clear that high ground up.
Yeah, G-Flow unfortunately picked off by the Orisa Spear. Unable to capitalize on those picks, and if they move in, they can hopefully retake and hold the point here, but it's going to be very slim pickings. There we go, very nice. So now they're looking at a shorthanded fight with no BAP, so hopefully they are able to poke out Rusalka well enough that they can't contest early here until BAP returns, as G-Flow skimming off to pick him up.
We'll see where Rusalka's going to come from. Looks like they're going to take a side route, and they need to watch their supports here because this Oasis is not afraid to come in and cause some damage.
No, she is not. They're doing a good job with the rotations, though. G-Flow actually doing a really good job protecting the backline from alternate angles, as they're able to get it 99-99. Now it's just a matter of who can hold on the longest. Ryan's stuck in a trap right now. Crits might fall to that.
Yeah, I
Crits
didn't.
falls, and it looks like this one's going to go to Rusalka, unfortunately. Very close, though.
Very, very close. And honestly, like, it was one of those where, you know, Shake and Bake starting off with a 44 to 100. That was a 99 to 100. That was definitely an improvement. I think Shake and Bake definitely have an opportunity to capitalize on this. I feel like they're kind of getting a feel for it. It'll just see if Rusalka is going to try to keep them on their feet and keep them guessing, or are they going to remain an open book for Shake and Bake, and we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see if they're really going to lean heavily on this Orisa comp, which is, you know, obnoxious. It's not really fun to watch. It's not really a lot of skill to play it, so it's not the most fun thing to cast or spectate. But it is a character in the game, and you're allowed to play it. So what else can I say about it except you're a coward. You're a coward, Firm God, for sitting on the Orisa.
Indeed. Now, is it just me, or is there actually in-game menu music for the custom lobby? Because I don't know that this is the first time I've ever heard lobby music.
I actually can't hear it, so.
Okay, well then I don't know if it's that or somebody's playing music behind my back, but that's gonna be it. Us going into King's Row. What are you hoping we see here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, King's Row is the old standby. The Rhine Brawl Rush works really well into it because of the high corridors and kind of enclosed spaces really lend themselves to melee damage. So that's why you see the Reinhardt a lot here. It's the honorable pick for sure, but I'm sure we'll see some variations on it based on these two teams' preferences. So I do expect Jake and Bake to probably roll out with a Rhine Brawl comp, but we shall see. Very hard to work against that Orisa there. You know, I don't really know what Fritz's Zarya experiences, excuse me, but it is an option to go with the Zarya, kind of eliminate at least two of Orisa's cooldowns for damage mitigation. And yeah, we'll see though. Looks like we do. We're at the standard Rhine Brawl comp where they do crispy on the Sojourn, which gives you a little bit of off angle poke damage, and the Mei, which is very strong right now with the wall and slow to kind of carve off parts of the map and take them away from the enemy. So
indeed, and it brings me back to the days of playing in a tournament and a team Ryan not going Ryan, and just the utter disappointment in a tank's voice when it's like, okay, they're not going to honor it.
Yep. It's very, very dishonorable to play anything but right into this, as we do see a Sigma. Crispy caught on the rotation there by the Hanzo. Unfortunately, he does still kind of one-shot it, though, even though he doesn't one-shot. So, good point control, though, here. Flipping really the map around on them, even short-handed. Very close to getting one tick right off the bat there.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Really
very
close,
yeah.
Really close, but I'm gonna have to say that I would encourage Crits to watch his team, because I feel like there's either his team's not moving fast enough, or it feels like he's kind of withdrawing and moving his shield away from, like, pulling the rug out from underneath of his team on that. So I feel like he's got to watch that. I feel like if he can get that under taps, or the team move with him a little bit better, I feel like they'll really be able to capitalize on the game tonight.
Sure. As Crits does switch over to match the Sigma. Good pick there by G-Flow on the Tracer. It's going to give them alleviate a lot of pressure on the backline there and help them focus on the front. Moving in and taking space here, forcing some cooldowns. As their Baptiste falls, they should take this pretty easily if they can keep 3 on the cap.
Not bad for Shake and Bake. Like, honestly, like, really, after having that little bit of a rough start, I mean, not bad as far as positioning, but like that early pick coming out from G-Flow really made a difference.
Absolutely, yeah, just huge picks there. The Tracer is so strong right now just because of her ability to kind of control space in the backline and force kind of divided attention.
Now,
so getting rid of her earlier is good.
I've never understood throwing ults at this point, because it always feels like, especially after a capture, you really don't want to, like, you know, blow so many ultimates in the process. It's just, it doesn't feel, well, I guess it you know, feel as, you know, situational to the person, but it just doesn't seem like a very wise pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think strategically, you want to at least get the payload, let the payload creep into that archway, which is like a gigantic choke that's very difficult to break through. So if you're giving up your ults before you get to that sort of positioning, then you're going to be at a disadvantage as the enemy, in this case, the home team for us, enters that sort of territory. Unfortunately, Crispy falling to the BAP there. Tracer in the backline harassing our Zen. And we're going to see if they can kind of like capitalize on some space here. Once this payload gets into this choke here, that's going to be where the ults really need to come out because it's very difficult to dislodge everyone from there.
Yeah, and trying to bait that rock out from the enemy team and then ulting is usually a really good situation to be in. But we'll see what happens. Oh, and there's Sigma's going to go down for the enemies.
Big pick on the tank there. Lose nothing but lamp for it. G-Flow just with a swivel on his head constantly in search of this Tracer. Really, really good play from him. Being aware and
with the huge cleanup.
Yeah, great job there. Keeping the momentum going, not getting stalled out. It's really, really hard to stop a push at this point until you get to the end of point 2. So hopefully they keep the momentum going here. Invest some ults. They have Trank to counter Pulse Bomb, maybe window. We'll see. But they have a window of their own too that we'd like to see early.
No, if you're Shake and Bake in this situation, you've got some real good like energy and vibes right now because you got some momentum that you've got going on.
Yeah, as Fury's picked up before she can Trank, which leads to the Flux taking down 3 of the 5 members of the team. That's going to be a quick reset for them. They do invest Pulse Bomb too, so that's going to leave Rusalka with no ults.
No ultimates at all. So that's going to be Dragon coming. We've got Sojourn ult. We've got Zen. Really, really a lot of ults to come out on Rusalka, and really not a great position to be in because like you don't have a whole lot of reserve. I mean, as far as
one more one fight caps second point here. So they're going to be on their back foot here, and proper ult usage will win this for free for Shake and Bake.
Just got to be playing smart.
It's go time.
Sounds like Tracer's in the back line. Let's see if we can't get her out of here. Oh, nice headshot from Storm. I got to watch that. I am proud, father.
I was holding my breath hoping he hit that shot, so I wasn't even saying anything.
Yeah,
what a hit by him.
And I apologize the silence, but you know what? When it's like, something's coming, you don't want to jinx it by saying it. And you know what?
Yeah.
I am proud.
We're both looking at it.
I am proud. That was a really great play, and honestly, great energy coming out from Shake and Bake here. I feel like they kind of felt like, hey, we've got a chance of winning this, and they've really come out with some energy. They just need to keep that rolling into the next match, or
absolutely
the opposite map.
next half, yeah. Good time bank rolling into third point here with about 2 minutes left. A lot of potential full cap as Hanzo dinks the Hanzo, unfortunately, but. We'll see if they can stabilize here. Probably want to retreat just a little bit there, Greg, instead of
holding on the point and being separated by your team.
Maybe he just wants to make sure that G-Flow gets that window for the next fight.
And I have a feeling Zen is going to get poked out here. I just hope that Fury can stay alive here. Good pick onto Jingliu.
Absolutely. As the window comes out, they're going to invest here heavily, and nice Trank there too. As second Flux comes in, surprisingly, really Trank able to delete all of their ultimates there, which is big. They're pushing in with a lot of momentum here. Pick off the tank, and they're rolling in quickly. If they can stuff these doors, they should be able to cap with over a minute, which is huge on these hybrid maps. But let's see. Zenma is able to make it, unfortunately, so unless they can kill him real quick. Unfortunately, yeah. Oh, that's too bad. Too bad that they lose the fight there. So close. One more second would have done it. Unfortunately, the Zen having Trank there was huge.
It was, and it's too bad. Too bad in this case you're not G-Flow playing Lucio with that boot back ability. Because that would have probably saved the game if that was the case, or even a Reinhardt charge at that point with, taking the Zenyatta for a ride.
Absolutely, yeah. Down to 30 seconds here. We're in one fight territory. Next fight will determine whether this map is completed or not. They do have Rail to work from, so hopefully get a couple early picks with that and take the momentum into a full cap. As Crispy does bring out Rail, unfortunately countered and knocked out by the Zen, although Storm hits the Zen back. And then a big pick on the Sojourn from Crits. G-Flow falls to their Hanzo, and we're 3v3 on point here now. Both tanks alive. Both Hanzo's alive, and we got a Zen kind of poking in the background. Big pick there by Crits on the Kiriko, as I can just hear Aaron yelling from the other room. Sorry. G-Flow swap into the Lucio to get back and contest, but I think this probably going to end right here with just a meter to spare from a full cap for Shake and Bake, but a good showing nonetheless to get this far, and hopefully they can hold on defense.
And that's all it's gonna take. And honestly, that's one of the things that, as a team, I like to when I defend. It's nice to know how far I gotta hold. And you know, in a situation where you attack first, you know how far. Like, if you can stop them at any point before, you know it's game over for Rusalka. So. Honestly, great energy coming out. You know, really, honestly, I feel like we got to a point where it was only ultimates that we really saw a lot of kills coming out for Rusalka on this one. So, honestly, just like great picks by Shake and Bake, getting that momentum going forward. And let's just see if we can. Let's hope that they can keep that energy going and move it to a map win for Shake and Bake.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there's a few key points on King's Row where you can really stall this out and eat away at a lot of time. The first being just the first point cap. If you're able to even counter the first fight and a half or so, your ults start coming online. You can use them defensively to keep the hold on the first point here. You can eat a lot of the time bank away. And then again, second, sort of that archway we talked about right after first point is capped. You can stall that out forever. So it's going to be just about them being smart here and picking their fights to burn down that time bank quickly, or as fast as time will move at least.
Indeed, we're gonna see a Widow come out for Rusalka. Let's just hope that, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a very aggressive positioned Widow that I'm seeing here, and
yeah. Oh, as she gets absolutely by G-Flow there, very good. And that's why, you usually see a Sojourn here. You might see a Widow for a first pick coming out of spawn doors, but now that she doesn't necessarily one-shot from there, it doesn't really work as well. Yeah, unfortunately, Crispy falling to Hanzo Zen there. As Rusalka taking the high ground positioning here to give the Tracer kind of more room to work in the back line. Contest coming in on point now. Lamp has to get used by G-Flow. Crits falling, and probably going to be a cap here. Yeah, just about 20 more seconds. 20 seconds earlier than Shake and Bake was able to get that first cap off, but now it's all about holding the second point here.
And we'll hopefully we can see some organization come out and just try to recover. Honestly, that first point can be a bit difficult to hold.
Yeah. It either falls first fight or last fight. It seems like it's never somewhere in the middle.
Stop the payload.
Yeah, it's never. I mean, now granted, Shake and Bake was able to pull it off on the second push, but it was kind of like a long first.
Yeah.
For them. Because they kind of kept the energy going, and their Tracer's obviously not learning about their positioning, because
I mean, she's doing her job with the distraction. Tracer isn't about picking three or whatever. It's getting the focus of the enemy to turn around so the rest of your team can capitalize. But if you get picked off that early, then you are not helping your team. As Flux comes out for Rusalka, catches three. Lamp not needing to be expended, luckily, as they survive that. And continue holding space. We do have some ults coming online. We're going to see a Dragon. We're going to see a Flux. Tranks will be available soon. So in a pretty healthy spot ult-wise to keep contesting here as Window comes out. Need to kite that. Dragon also from Rusalka being used. Taking a little bit of space here, but not getting any picks. Hopefully going to see some ults come out of Shake and Bake here to really contest as Dragon comes through. Really, really good placement there as all of Rusalka very low. Unfortunately, Crit's falling. Storm also falling down to a 3 and 5 sort of fight, and Crispy unable to get out. That's going to be probably a second point cap there for Rusalka.
And this is where it's going to be really difficult to come back on the momentum.
Absolutely.
For Shake and Bake, because they're the team's kind of pushing it, and you kind of get put into a position where you have a lot of time to burn, and it's really difficult to hold one spot for a while. It really comes down to who's the better with holding ultimates and using ultimates, and least amount of picks. And when I say that, just as Crits is going to fall early, and yeah, Shake and Bake, you just need to take a deep breath and focus on being the best that they can play.
Yeah, and something you said, the holding the ultimates and the using the ultimates, especially the using part of that. None of the ultimates that were in the bank for Shake and Bake got used on that last fight on second point, and some of them, if they'd used them a little bit earlier, probably would have turned the fight around a little bit. So it is unfortunate to see them losing with that many ulti economy-wise available to them. As Trank comes out to save, Crits' Flux doesn't touch anyone, unfortunately. Storm, big pick on the FAP, but knocked off real quick there. Yeah. And we're seeing Window come out as G-Flow is cornered by the Sigma and knocked out, leaving a last-minute contest to happen on point with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Very difficult to hold here. Crispy also falling. Big pick there by Crits on the Zen. Might kind of make it easier for him to survive as they do some cleanup and are able to clean this fight up. This is really, really hard to...
It's really hard to cast because the game is literally you're literally on the edge of your seat because you want your teammates to use ultimates, but when they're not using ultimates, it's like, okay, are they going to try to play a mind game and use it for the next one? It really leaves you questioning what's going on in the game and hoping that nobody makes a ton of picks. So, and a huge pick coming out by Crispy onto Jing Liu, and that's going to be a cleanup.
Yeah, great investment of ult there. Trading rail for Window there is really good. And yeah, I was going to say it's really hard. I am stuck spectating G-Flow exclusively, so I am missing a lot of the information. I don't know why. What about my Overwatch account keeps me from spectating? But the hotkeys do not move me to anyone else, and that happens about 90% of the time. So I apologize if I'm missing anything.
Target's locked. Open Tango in sight.
Hostile mark.
Oh yeah, that didn't work.
Okay. So yeah, no, let's see some aggression coming out. Really, nice pick, 2 picks.
Yeah, huge, big turn here, and now they've got the ults coming online now, where they're not going to be at a disadvantage here. They've got the Trank for the next big ult they see as Rusalka switches to a monkey sort of half 5-man dive, but with long range DPS. Weird comp. I'm not sure what this is, but we'll see if they can take advantage of it, I guess. I think maybe with the monkey they're trying to pick at the Zen, but with the BAP supports, I don't know. Seems like they're kind of flailing here. Shake and Bake definitely with the advantage. Unfortunately, Trank has to come out there probably a little early. They wanted to save that for a more important ult. But nonetheless, it's kind of last fight, so they got to do what they can.
It is. Dragon coming out.
Yeah, there's Dragon.
Monkey's going to go down. Shake and Bake's holding their own.
Yep, Storm 2 picks, 2 big picks there, I will say. Really turned that fight around. And now it just should be a matter of cleanup for them.
Honestly, really, I feel like at this point for Rusalka, Jinglu is really causing a problem in positioning. Like, it really feels like they're really just, the saying is hold W, press W. You don't want to be somebody that's always backing up, but there's a time to back up and there's a time to go forward, and I feel like we're seeing that with Jinglu just having a difficulty holding W and not not being respectful of the area.
Yeah, you run out of sort of backline to contest with Tracer as you get this deep into the map. Unfortunately, though, they do manage to get around on this, and this is going to should be enough time to contest one last time. They do have a lot of ultimates to work with. Never mind, they dumped most of them to swap. Dragons should be let out here, hopefully. Yeah, hope this is going to be an overtime fight. This is going to be really exciting. As swap to Sombra there. There comes out the beat. And Chris is just going to have to hold on for dear life with the ball, hoping that he can sustain for long enough to not have this get pushed in. Admirably able to stay up for a good amount of time here as G-Flow comes back as able to contest. They are in overtime. I don't think they're getting another touch here, but another very close map.
Effort and huge hold.
Yeah, almost, what was that, 4.5 minutes holding third point there?
I want to say it was at least 3.5 that I know for sure. And nevertheless, like, honestly, of course you're upset that you don't get the win. But honestly, nothing to be really upset about here for Shake and Bake. Really playing as well as they could.
Yeah. I mean, when it's that close, it's kind of a roll of the dice, Again, like, maybe that Trank would have saved them earlier. Maybe it wouldn't have made a difference. Maybe there was some positioning things that mattered in that last fight. But all comes down to a coin flip, essentially, when you're that close. Both teams playing really well.
Very well, and maybe I should not tell Jinglu what to do to make his to be a better player. So sometimes it's a caster's curse when you say something and either it happens or the opposite happens. So who knows? But
that's true. Yeah, you don't want to will anything into existence.
No.
By the enemy Tracer would really get a lot more value if she played distance and focused on one, and then suddenly they just pop off. Like, what did I do?
It's like why did I say something that just immediately connected with the enemy team? But
right.
Regardless, though, we're gonna be moving to a Flashpoint map, and can you give us a brief explanation or a brief breakdown of what exactly Flashpoint is?
Sure, yeah. So Flashpoint's going to be similar to your control maps, where you are capturing a point and trying to get it to 100%. But the difference is, instead of being 3 separate maps, this is 5 control points in one map. So the teams will cap a first point. The clock does roll through a lot faster, so the point caps to 100, about 3 times faster than your map on a standard control point. And the best of 5 control points captured is what wins the Flashpoint. So if you capture 3 control points, then you win the map. So it's a lot fast-paced. It is definitely... I think it's fun. A lot of people don't like it. But I think I enjoy it a lot. It opens itself up to a lot of different kinds of team play. It plays very quickly. You have to be really smart about your engages, about your ult usage, because the timer is ticking down so fast. But it does create some confusion, some panic, So people do get a little stressed out playing them because it moves so fast.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say I tend to like it myself. Although a lot of teams tend to not like it when they don't do as well on them, so it's kind of like it tends to be situational again in that air. But
I hate this map. We always lose. Yeah,
it's like, I hate this game mode. It sucks. I mean, I honestly, one I will stand by that I hate to this day is push. It was a great idea coming out the bat, but I feel like, if anything, spawn points is just a real difficult issue, because you have to walk so far to get to the point, and that can be a bit frustrating when team fights are getting ended because positioning just is not in the greatest, or the ability to get back to the fight is not in favor of the people pushing or defending. So it's a toss-up. But you know what? We're playing Flashpoint here on Servasa, and we'll see what Shake and Bake is thinking they're gonna go for a team comp.
Yeah, there are a lot of options here. I've seen them run sort of a Junker Queen brawl. I've seen them run dives. Maybe they might stick with this poke thing. who knows, you know? Probably going to see, yeah, they're going to put together kind of a Ram Brawl comp with some range poke. So they did try this last time as the Tracer comes out. This is going to be kind of a similar comp to what Rusalka was running last time, with the Tracer kind of pestering the back line and the core kind of running on targets and trying to break them down with close range damage. But they do have the ability to poke here, so it's going to be smart for them to take the engages when they're looking at a low health target that's invested cooldowns rather than running on just a big chunk of people. So hopefully Crit's is kind of judicious with his engages here.
We'll see what Storm decides to do in trying to take an off angle and maybe possibly get a pick, or maybe even run into an enemy Tracer that's also trying to think the same thing.
Right. Yeah, looks like a 5-man dive comp coming out from Rusalka here. The Monkey, Tracer, Sombra, Lucio, and Kiri, all very high mobility characters that can get on a target fast and do some damage, as they're able to kind of execute that very well and knock down. Big pick there, Storm, on Jinglu, though. And I think they're still on an even fight, 3v3, as this point tries to cap. So we'll see what happens as I watch Crispy walk back from spawn. Oh, I can switch now. I'm back on G-Flow. G-Flow holding it down with Storm on point here, and looks like they still have an advantage if they can sustain out this, now facing the full brunt of Crispy falling there. But a trade there on the Tracer as well. Still nobody having capped this point as Lucio and Bat both fall, and that probably is going to be enough to cap this point for Rusalka.
And Storm really holding it up there, doing a great job of giving an opportunity, but you know, sooner or later you just kind of have to say, okay, let's just reset and get the team over here as fast as possible.
Absolutely, and winning the 1v1s on the enemy Tracer is huge. That kind of ego diff is important, just for the mentals. That Tracer has to be a little careful now, knowing that she's going to lose that 1v1 at least 2 out of 3 times to Storm. So you love to see it.
Yeah.
Interesting fight taking place in the courtyard out here. I think, you know, the sustain. I'm not sure that Jake and Big is playing into the level of sustain that they're able to generate well enough. They're kind of just getting dove on and splitting up. It might just be a matter of not engaging quickly enough. It might. There's a lot of things that it could be, but they are having trouble with this comp navigating a full dive.
Yeah, and honestly, like you see, kind of seeing a little bit of a flashback to last week with the team getting picked on real early in the game and then having to sit and wait for the team to come back, and that can be a bit of a frustration.
Absolutely, yeah. As EMP invested by Rusalka here, able to get a pick on Crispy, although Sombra does fall here, and they do have a last-minute contest with a little bit of advantage here with Beat coming in. This is going to be, I think, just a hard fight to lock this down with just Chris and G-Flow there. It's going to be really difficult for them, though. I'm probably going to lose this point and be down a couple of ults for it, although they do get Pulse Bomb invested at least.
Yeah. And let's see where we're at with ultimates. Okay, so we're not doing too great on ultimates. We got a support ultimate coming up. We have a what is Sojourn's ult? Rail.
Just railgun,
Okay.
rail, whatever you want to call it. We say rail usually, yeah. But rail obviously a big ult, especially against these low HP sort of squishy targets. The Sombra, the Tracer, and the Lucio, even to some degree, really can get some quick shots off on these characters and turn the fight around. So we'll be looking for a really good ult here from Crispy to really cap this second point here quickly. As the dive coming in, taking out She Prime, and turning into this weird sort of brawl that I'm not really used to seeing. Both teams running these comps in a little bit of a suboptimal way, but unfortunately working out a little bit better for Rusalka as they're able to cap the point and win that fight.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what happened here with the team play, because, you know, the team kind of all turned around to get the monkey, but it seemed like Rusalka was able to just hop in and just do a burst amount of damage to get a pick, and this Sombra is definitely not fun to play against either.
No, very true. Yeah, I mean, I think She Prime falling early on the BAP kind of sealed the fate for for crits to die next. Very difficult to keep anyone up with just Lucio heals there. So very important.
Oh, huge pick by Storm!
Yeah. You love to see it. Nice little one-clip melee into the Sombra there before she can get out, which is great. Gfla poking down the Kiriko to 1 as she TPs out. And whole team low. This fight could still go either way. It's just really independent. Monkey falls to crits, and they're able to retake this with 85% capped, 90%. You see how fast that thing goes? 88%. When I said 85, it ticked up 3 more percent as I finished my sentence. So, nonetheless, they're able to retake that, which is huge. They have beat, and they have the COVID ult, I like to call, with Ramatra.
Yes.
Which is great for a sustained ultimate. You know, it's very difficult to dive into something that's chipping away 30 damage per second on everyone that it touches. So as the dive comes in on the backline, the switch to the Reaper I think is going to be really helpful here for them. As all of Rusalka very low beat coming out, able to get a pick on the Kiriko by Storm there, as the Monkey is going to fall as well. And yeah, that's going to be another one fight. This is going to be 66%, but this is going to be a last fight. If they win this one, they cap this checkpoint.
Really not bad job out coming from Shake and Bake and making some good picks. I think the Reaper was a really good pick for the Monkey here.
Definitely, yeah. It's able to get some burst damage. As we see, they swap off the Monkey to the Junker Queen. Crit still has his Annihilation ultimate online ready to go as EMP comes out, takes out Crispy almost instantly. She Prime also falling as the ultimate does come out. Will it be enough, though, with the Lucio to hold on here? Not likely. And we will see the point flip, and that's probably going to be a cap for Rusalka, and if we move to the third and potentially final point, this is win or over for Shake and Bake to take this third point here on Flashpoint.
Yeah, and honestly, like, compared to the gameplay that we had last week, I would say this is definitely a huge improvement. Just, you know, granted it's a different team you're playing, but, like, honestly, just a real great feel of the team. And a lot more energy coming out today. Just feels like putting up a fight for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Some mistakes, you know, have been made, you know, along the way that are losing fights. But overall, this is a much more evenly matched game we're watching here. It's a lot more fun to see. But both teams doing a great job. Just you know, there's that 1 or 2% is all it takes. And right now, Rusalka has that extra 2%. Maybe it's 2.5. I'll have to do the math.
Sombra's gonna get found out and maybe even taken out. She's gonna get taken out.
Oh, yeah, big way to go there. As Crispy almost falling to the Junker Queen, very low in the backline here as She Prime falls. Lamp used. Lucio on Rusalka very low, trying to escape from T-Flow in the background as he invests beat to try and win this ultimate, hopefully, or win this fight, hopefully. I wasn't sure, was that Queen ult? Or did I
Yes,
miss?
it was Queen ult.
Okay, so Queen ult comes out. Doesn't seem to get anyone, though, and they're able to burn her down. And this just might be a point flip here for Shake and Bake. The opportunity to take this to the next checkpoint if they can hold for a simple, I think it's a minute and 20 seconds.
I was gonna say not very long, but you know what? It's very fast for sure when you're playing in the match. It's definitely doesn't leave you with a whole lot of opportunities to push.
No, yeah, you can see even with the Lucio on their team, ticking up to, it's going to be about 40% before they're even able to re-engage. So it really is just a two-fight sort of situation here. You know, this fight, if they can get it over with quickly, they'll have another one. But yeah, Window, good investment there, I think, as Chieflo able to pick off the Tracer, or the Lucio there, yeah. And not having the speed there as Crispy uses her ult to take out the Kiriko. Really smart there. And yeah, this is looking good. Just a little bit of cleanup, and they might not get a recontest here with 77, 78, 79, 80. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it here. So this is at least one checkpoint that's going to go to Shake and Bake, and let's see if they can reverse sweep this map and this whole match. How about let's see a reverse sweep on the whole thing.
I'm all for it. And honestly, with something like this, if you're Rusalka, I say you just move on to the next point and get ready for a defense. You know, you don't push
Absolutely.
this at all. You do. You're kind of throwing you're throwing the match away because at that point you're giving the other team a chance to set up, and you kind of get a good idea of where these maps are going to be. It's not like it's totally random.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, you invest some ultimates in a fight you might lose, and then you're really short-handed next time. It's better to just put up a strong front on the first fight on the next flashpoint. That said, you do see EMP come out right here, and G-Flow and She-Prime both falling, so that's going to be a quick win for them with the investment of that ultimate. And now it's on Shake and Bake to retake. They do have the Annihilation here, and that's pretty much it for them. They're going to have Beat soon, hopefully to counter another Queen ult. But aside from that, they're going to really be counting on Annihilation here to kind of chip everyone down and hopefully do enough damage to win this next fight with one ultimate.
And honestly, not a bad pick, you know. Oh, and let's see. Oh, we're gonna see Storm go down.
G-Flow gets the beat off barely thanks to a well-placed lamp by She-Prime, but it might be too little too late. Although they do get a pick on the Junker Queen here, and they might be able to flip this around if they're smart about Annihilation coming out. And having chased them completely off the point, they should be able to retake here.
With a very possible opportunity for, a possible opportunity for Reaper ult to come out here with the abilities that are coming down for the Shake and Bake. It's really down to the wire.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake. You know, the Rusalka was resetting once they lost their Junker Queen, giving the Shake and Bake the opportunity to take that point, and instead they chased really deep into the spawn of Rusalka, which ended up in them not capping this point and is going to end up in the loss of this map in this match. Really got to be smart about what we're chasing and what we're holding here. So luckily, last minute touch there by Storm, able to keep things alive for a little bit, and we'll see if they can take this fight by the skin of their teeth. It's a big play there by Crispy, picking. Unfortunately, ball falling, Reaper ult unable to capitalize, and another EMP seals the deal, and that is going to be that with this fourth week going to Rusalka 3-0. Very close games, though, until the end.
Very close game, and honestly, props to Shake and Bake doing a really good job of trying to combat the on Shake and Bake combating Rusalka here. Really put up a great fight, and honestly, it really never. You kind of felt like it might go in the direction of Rusalka, but honestly, it really felt like the game was pretty even. Maybe slightly towards Rusalka, but you know, they did pretty good. I'm proud of them. They did a great job.
Yeah, definitely nothing to be ashamed of. It was a good showing. You know, like I said, both teams here were looking for their first win. So we could have expected this would have been a little bit evener of a matchup. I think both probably in similar situations where they're a little higher than their SR might indicate. They're a little lower SR than their tournament might indicate. So what we did get out of it was a very close match by two really good teams doing some interesting things with the new Season 9 and learning how to deal with it on the fly.
Indeed. Well, that is going to be it for us tonight. MyDad.com, thank you for joining me in casting tonight. It was a pleasure as always, and I will look forward to doing one with you again.
Absolutely, man. Pleasure is all mine, and I look forward to the next one.
All right, y'all. Have a good one. Take it easy. We'll see you on the next stream.